2022 Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. This is a non-spoiler review. I will try to make a spoiler one later on because I really enjoyed this movie. I like to talk about the spoilers and all that stuff, but I'll try to catch a second viewing before I do that. Let's get into this. So, Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, runs into this girl called American Chavez that we have never met before. She's in trouble, bad stuff happening, monsters after her, and then our journey begins. So first of all, I don't know anything about American Chavez because I believe she's a new character that was written not that long ago. So yeah, this is my first introduction to this character. The actress that portrayed her, I think, did a fantastic job. I don't think she has as much time in this movie as probably would have been nice for her to have since she's a new character. But she did a great job. She did the best she could with the material she had. I believe she has worked for Disney and like Disney Channel and stuff like that. So professional and fantastic in what she did. Doctor Strange, he's the main character because the movie is called Doctor Strange, but I think it should have been said Doctor Strange plus Wanda because Wanda has a huge role to play in this movie. I will not spoil that. I'll be very careful and try not to spoil that stuff, but she is in a lot of the trailers, marketing material, all that stuff. So I think it gives us an idea that she's a big part, but I didn't realize how much of a big part she was in this movie. So we follow Doctor Strange and American Chavez throughout different realities and stuff like that, and it's really cool. The visuals are incredible. Most people would agree that 3D hasn't been the success that people or the studios would have liked it to be. Personally, I haven't done a lot of 3D experiences, so I don't really care for it too much. But I think this movie would actually be a dope experience to watch in 3D. So if I can find a viewing, I'm gonna actually try to watch it because some of the visuals, especially the first few minutes of this movie, things are just coming at you, and it's like, wow, this is pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. I personally am a big Sam Raimi fan. I really like his type of work. The original Spider-Man trilogy that he did with Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 2, I think is probably the best Spider-Man movie ever made so far. I do love all the other Spider-Mans, don't get me wrong, but he has an interesting style of directing stuff. He likes to direct horror stuff. He's really good at it. That's a lot of his background has to do with that type of stuff, and you can see that even in the Spider-Man movies with Doc Ock at the hospital, at the surgery room, and the octopus tentacles are just coming at it, and you can see it in the wall, and it's great. We see a lot of this in this movie, and actually I think the studio held him back because otherwise he would have gone balls off the wall crazy. We have some great horror elements here, some great horror scenes in here. And if I was a kid, like, I don't know, 10 or something, I was like, Mom, this is my favorite Halloween movie. I want to watch it every year until I'm like an old person. Even as an adult, I enjoy these kind of horror scenes and elements a lot. I think it gave it that Sam Raimi flair to this movie. I think there's a few things that do not work very well in this movie, and I think there was maybe a conflict of interest in script writing. The story it's good, but it's definitely lacking a little bit. So I don't know if maybe things were slightly rushed or not. I think American Chavez at some point was supposed to kind of be introduced in the last Spider-Man movie we saw almost 6 months ago, which is crazy to think about, and then things got delayed and moving around. Do not quote me on that because that's just stuff I've heard, so I don't really have anything to back it up. And if that was the case, then it might make sense why things were shuffled around. Maybe the story was tweaked around a little bit, reshoots and whatever else. As much as I personally really enjoyed this movie, and I think it's great, there's gonna be a lot of people that won't like this movie. One of the persons that was watching this movie at opening night, premiere night, was really upset and was vocally like saying it after the movie was over, like, whoa, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he had some points, and other points were just ridiculous. This, unfortunately, I think is one of those Marvel mid movies because there's a lot of cameos that happen, but they don't really push the story anywhere. At the end of the day, would there have been a better or more efficient way of telling this story that was more enriching? Yeah, I think so. So, will you like it? Well, that depends if you think about movies like the MCU type of movies really hard. Or do you just go in and enjoy it for what it is and you take it and understanding that these movies appeal to a wide range of people, and most of those are not super geeks and nerds. And it's like, well, that's not how it was in the comics, because yeah, this is definitely not how anything was in the comics. There's a lot of inspiration, but that's as far as it gets. So yeah, this unfortunately is not like top tier MCU type of movie. I personally enjoyed it a lot. This is the type of movie that you would take a bunch of friends with. You would get popcorn and soda and snacks and candies, and this movie is perfect for that type of stuff. And I myself, that's what I did. So I enjoyed it a lot. Will you enjoy it? I don't know. Let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts, your opinions. If you liked it, you hated it, you're undecided, whatever it is, let me know. We'll talk about it in the comments. Folks, remember, you owe it to yourself to watch great cinema.